Tyler Herro, what a finisher he's become.
Oladipo. Oh, that's right. You better mean mug after you dunk on somebody that way.
Gonna run it down. He goes with it. Adebayo for the win.
Yeah. Welcome to the 5 Region Sports Post Game Show, aka the Post Up on 5R. I'm your host, Royal A. Shepherd, and with me today I have my man Gabriel Cartagena, and of course my boy King Twan joining me on the panel. Fellas, 99-82, Miami Heat get a win over that bitch ass franchise, Philadelphia. Big part of this game, we had Joel Embiid in jail,
locked up.
Yeah, like not one of his more effective games. They played a really good game on defense. We saw some good things, and we saw some not so good things on defense and on offense from the Heat. But I'm interested in you guys' thoughts. Torn, we're going to start with you tonight. Give me your thoughts on the game.
First of all, as you see in the name, that's somebody's MVP. They just did that too. That man was in absolute prison. If he could not get to the free throw line, y'all seen the tweet. He is Jahlil Okafor. He is not good against the Heat for some reason. They had this man crying in the corner with Duncan Robinson, PJ, and I think it was Gabe over. I mean, it was ridiculous. But we're going to get to number 13. We're going to get to him. I got smoke for him. But Jimmy was doing things. Gabe is the greatest basketball player I've ever seen. I can't wait to talk about him. But yeah, that was an interesting game. They scored 82 points in an NBA game in 2022.
Yes, indeed that did. And that was in large part because of what the job that, like, look, for all the smoke that we're going to have with 13, what he did on offense, he played a damn good game defensively. He was a big part of what slowed down Joel Embiid. Gabriel Cartagena, give me your thoughts on tonight's game, my boy.
Happy with the way they won the game. Listen, at the end of the day, you want to see the Heat win. Yes, they didn't have James Harden. I don't care. They were in control for the majority of this game, and then the Sixers got like 2 streaks where they hit threes, and the Heat, for the life of them, could not beat a 2-3 zone. It was honestly very embarrassing that they let them do this, that they let this happen, because they do have the personnel to beat a 2-3 zone. Up and down the roster, they have the personnel. Like, this team, in theory, should be able to, but they just weren't doing it. They were hesitating on a bunch of stuff, and through all that, through one of the ugliest offensive games that they've had all year, what you can always count on with this team, why their floor is so damn high, is the fact that they can lock up other teams when need be. Like, yes, no James Harden. Is this Sixers team objectively less talented than the Heat? Absolutely. But you still have Joel Embiid, who is squarely in the top 3 in the MVP conversation. Tyrese Maxey, who's been averaging 25, 5, and 4 on like 60, 60, and 90 splits over his last 6 games or so. Tobias Harris, who is probably the most overpaid player in the NBA, but for what it's worth, he's been a pretty good player for his entire career.
I would like to submit.
Man, I'm happy that they were able to close this one out. What you said? What?
I said I would like to submit Russell Westbrook and John Wall for consideration in that comment. For most.
This is true. This is true. Maybe a player that doesn't get. He's an underhated player in my opinion. Honestly, like for his contract, like he's a good player in his own rights. Like he's very similar to Harrison Barnes. He's better on ball. Harrison Barnes better off ball. But like it like similar players, and one gets paid $20 million more than the other. So you tell me about the contracts. But anyways, that's besides the point. They closed this game out. Like, this game was dicey down the stretch. And you said, okay, what was it, like 87, 82, or 80, 85, 80, whatever it may be. It was like a 5-point game down the stretch of the game. And they absolutely locked up to the point where the Sixers scored 2 points for, I think, like the last, 7 minutes of the game? They had Embiid. He was tired of playing defense. He was tired of trying to just flop on offense. Man, I'm happy with the way that this team played tonight. Obviously, mainly on the defensive end. Offensively, it was ugly. But they got the win. They blew out a team at the end of the day that is the second seed in the Eastern Conference with their best player playing. No complaints from me.
Listen, bro, we came out of this stretch 3-1 against some of the East's best competition, and a lot of those games, like, they just didn't really feel like games. And, of course, people were missing, but they had to go out there and execute, and that's one of the things that you can commend them for. Whoever's on the floor, you have to go out there and execute. And Miami did that down the stretch of this game. And we're going to talk about a few of the people who helped them do that in a minute. Thank you, Genuel Bolandres, for Why does your money have an alphabet in it? $7.99 alphabet dollars. It says, "Stop complaining, Sixers fans. You don't have Harden tonight, but you don't have Harden come playoff time because he disappears." Hey, I'm with you when you're right, big dog. Thank you, John Muller, for the $4.99. Don't know. He said, "What an absolute monster game by Bam." Yeah, it was. Before we get into the individual players, Gab brought up something that I thought I wanted to say for later on in the show, but it was kind of like a big thing for me. We saw a bit of chink in the armor of the Heat's offense when the Sixers trotted out that 2-3 zone, and they were able to sit in it for a long time. The ball stopped moving. The offense got stagnant instantaneously. Twan, did the 76ers just lay out a blueprint for other teams to follow?
I mean, in theory, right? Because it did give them trouble. Like the idea would be yes, like okay, teams could hey, let's throw zone against Miami, but I don't think it was necessarily like an issue. Like it shouldn't have given them that much trouble. Like I said earlier, like there were spots for them to like get easy looks, and like Jimmy's just passing up mid ranges. Bam has space all day long, and he's looking around looking for a pass. Like they kind of got themselves into trouble when they really didn't need to. If they made things a lot more simpler, they could have figured out the zone a long time ago. And then later in the game, you could see like stuff started to happen. But I guess teams can throw it out against them, but it doesn't feel like it's necessarily something like, oh, if you give Miami a zone, they don't know what to do. They know what to do. They're just not doing it.
Yeah, I think I'm there. And I think one of the reasons that is because they don't have the guy who's going to be out there to make them do it when they get into those situations. Kyle Lowry in those situations is going to be huge because they're not going to be able to stop him from running whatever he wants to run. But yeah, did the 2-3 zone being shown tonight slowing up Miami, did they give you any pause? Did you care? Did you not? Where are you?
Do I care? Absolutely. Like, I don't like this offense to look embarrassing. Does it give me pause? No, because like Joel Embiid, for whatever you want to say about him, offensively, obviously completely warranted. Defensively, he's a stud too. Like, he's probably the second best rim protector in the NBA. You could put Giannis ahead of him if you want. You can put Rudy Gobert ahead of him if you want. But like, he's that kind of presence in the paint. So obviously he's going to deter people. I was more frustrated when they had Paul Millsap and Gorgeous Niang in the middle of the 2-3, and they still would, like, that's when you go at the rim, Bam. That's when you do something there. And I just think the Heat, honestly, they just didn't look ready. So if you want to blame Spo for that, by all means. But the way I was looking at it is they were able to get this win. They were able to win by 17 points, and they saw a ton of film on how the Sixers are going to be trying to zone them in the playoffs. So Doc Rivers, he's not great making things up on the fly, and he's probably been thinking, "Oh, I have this zone that I can use against the Heat. Let me go ahead and use it today." And now Spo's gonna go mad scientist. Like, you can play someone like Jimmy in the middle. I thought they did a horrible job of having someone in the dunker spot or like overloading one side. They did not do that against the zone tonight, and that's kind of how you beat it. Like, you just have more numbers than people on that side. So I think they'll be fine. It's something that they can figure out. There was a lot of hesitation tonight. But they'll be okay. I don't think the zone is going to be too much of an issue. I think the bigger issue is just Jimmy and Bam. Like, we talk about the fit, the jump shooting, whatever it may be. At least one of them has to regress to the mean as a jump shooter, because both of them are bad right now, and that's going to be a problem if they don't get back to where we know they can be.
No, for sure. Thank you, Abel Shaw, for the $1.99. Don't know. He said Caleb and Gabe must have spots in the playoffs. That sounds good, and it feels good when you watch them play. But Monday gonna shake some shit up. I'm not even gonna hold you, big dog. Monday gonna shake some shit up, bro.
It's a good thing if it does, in my opinion, because like, it's either you're getting these players who are playoff caliber players now, or you're getting someone who is could be significantly better. So yeah. It's a win for us. He's
going to have to be significantly better in order to take their minutes, though.
Absolutely,
because they've been really good. One thing I man Voodoo Visions for the $9.99. Don't know. He said 65% of my points came at the free throw line, and 75% of the time I was on the floor. Who am I? My guess gonna be Jimmy Butler.
Come on now.
I know it's Embiid. It's a layup. You know what I mean? Might as well throw a monkey wrench in there. Thank you. Oh, man. Josue Martinez for the $1.99. Don, he said, not worried. Oladipo helping beat in the zone. I think that was the point that Gab was kind of making. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to produce and put up comments and host at the same time. It's not going to happen, bro. Eventually, I'm just going to stop putting y'all comments up because there's a lot to do. Let's talk about Jimmy a little bit. Really good game. Like after the shit that we threw on him, like y'all see my name. We sorry, Jimmy. We ain't mean it, bro. Jimmy had a solid game tonight. Gab, we'll start with you on Jimmy. What did you like about Jimmy's game tonight?
Yeah, I thought defensively this was probably one of... I mean, Jimmy's always really good off ball defensively, but specifically down the stretch of that game, like he just starts timing things better and better as the game goes on, and then that perfectly timed poke on Embiid that springs the second transition bucket that really felt like it put the game away. Like Caleb's dunk was like, okay, the Heat are one shot away, and then Jimmy poked it away, and that's what really ended the game in my opinion. So offensively, I thought Jimmy was really good in the first half, kind of getting to his spots a little bit, whatever it may be. Fourth quarter, I thought he was a little more rocky offensively. Some back downs, some trouble with spacing. It didn't look all that pretty. But all in all, like we needed him to win this game tonight. He was one of the better players on the floor tonight. I mean, you can make an argument he was the best player on the floor tonight. He was really good. Like he's a really good player. This is like a par for the course Jimmy Butler game. Nothing too crazy. Nothing that's hurting the team in my opinion. Good game for Jimmy. I like watching him play, man. I like watching him play defense. He's a big reason why this team is going to be hellish to play against in the playoffs.
No, for sure. I think one of the things that was kind of like irritating a couple of folks was in the past few games, it felt like the ball was kind of sticking when Jimmy touched it. It didn't feel like that so much tonight. It felt like the ball was still moving and he was still able to get his. Twan, what did you see from Jimmy Butler tonight?
Yeah, so a lot of the same. I just early he was really good, just really aggressive, and that's what you wanted to see from, regardless if shots were falling or not. You kind of wanted to see him get to where he can get to and still look for get the same shots that he was getting before, regardless of the competition. And that's what you didn't see before. So it was good to see that from him. Obviously, the defense still was incredible. I just wish he didn't have to work so hard. It doesn't look – it's not really aesthetically pleasing, like the way that Jimmy scores and the way that Jimmy, like, has a good game. So you can't look for that, and you kind of just got to look for production. If he's hitting these and ones, if he's making these layups, then you kind of like, okay, he's in his bag. But it's not going to look great. It's not going to be no Picasso painting or anything like that. So I just like him being aggressive. As long as he continues to be aggressive and doesn't have to be step back guy in the clutch and doesn't have to be like, okay, get out the way, I got this. Like, doesn't have to be like that, and just let him be Jimmy. Everything should be fine.
Yeah, I think you used the word more than enough time in order to trigger me to do this, but we want to thank the primary sponsor of the 5 Reasons Sports Post-Game Show, and that is Aggressives Insurance. This is also the only promo I'm doing tonight because I'm not looking for nobody else's goddamn website. So if you have any insurance needs, please give a phone call to Miss Lynette at 954-581-8800 or visit her at www.insurancebylynette.com. Please make sure you mention 5 Reasons Sports when you do so that you can get this free vacation voucher that she's giving out. Again, that's 954-581-8800 or www.insurancebylynette.com. So let's get into the boy Tyler Herro, who was absolutely fucking phenomenal, bro. It's been doing so all season, and it seems like it keeps happening every game. But TJ, the price of the brick, man.
Hey, man.
It's going crazy out here, G. Like,
Price
oh my God.
Of the brick, crazy, bro. The streets can't even talk no more. I had to get rid of the phone, Royal. Throw it away. It's blown up like crazy. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. That number 14. He getting in his Duffy, man. In his Duffy bag. That boy is hooping. My goodness. I'm loving everything I'm seeing from Tyler. Getting downhill. His playmaking was a little ugly tonight. It was a little spotty. But, I mean, his floater is automatic now. It came out of it's anytime he gets to it, money. It was this one play. Poor Paul Millsap needs to get out the league. Tyler Herro hezzies him, and Paul Millsap he doesn't know what to do. He just freezes. Then he like stops in midair and throws the floater over the top. Cash. It's like, bro, what are we doing? Sailing Lou Will. I don't know about that. You got to address that one.
Listen, man.
That was a paper ceiling.
Hey, man. I said what I said. You know what I'm saying? I was wrong. All right. I have no problem being wrong about this. As I've stated the entire time, I always wanted to be wrong about Tyler Herro. I just never thought I was. And night after night, he is showing me just how fucking wrong I was. And oh God, do I love it. I am basking in all this wrong. I don't give a shit about what y'all talking about. Make all the jokes. That would be the one comment I put up. Yeah, man, I'm going to put up this dono too. Thank you, Jay Todd, for the $5 dono. He said, did someone say price of the brick? Hey, word on the street is that it's at an all-time high, still rising. You ain't heard that shit from me, though. I'm gone. Hey, let me get that up off of that. We can't have no screenshots. We can't have no evidence. I'll play fair. Yeah, somebody tell me to play fair in the production. Y'all give me money, I'll put your comment up. That's how it is. Thank you, Voodoo Vision, for the $9.99 dono. He said, Tyler, that's it. Nothing else. Hey, man, you said a mouthful in. But Gadiel Cartagena, I want you to try to expand on that already eloquently put comment on Tyler Herro. Go ahead and tell me about that man tonight, man.
No, shout out Voodoo Vision. That's really all you need to say, right? Like, Tyler, there is nothing else. This man kept us afloat offensively this game, and it doesn't feel like it's something that he can't continue to do. Like, I love to draw these parallels, but this is something that is so similar to what Goran was doing in the bubble. I think Tyler Herro is going to be doing a better version of that. He is truly just unfazed by whatever defense it is that's thrown at him. Drop coverage, easy. He works on that all day. Man-to-man, set a screen, he's taking that one dribble pull-up every single time. You want to switch, he'll slip, come around, run off a pin down, hit a three. You want to run zone, he'll find pockets in the zone wherever. Literally, he'll just create them at this point. It's unbelievable. Isolation, we're working on that. We'll get there. But Tyler Herro,
he got him one tonight.
He's capable of breaking. He's starting to understand like who he can break down. Like, listen, there's no point in trying to break down Matisse Thybulle, Drew Holiday, Alex Caruso, these guys. You don't need to do all that stuff, right? But if you see Gorgeous Niang and his 6'7", 490-pound frame, that's why they call him the minivan. If he's closing out on you, jab step, cross, between the legs, all the way to the basket, right-handed finish with touch.
Behind the back.
Like, come on now. It's too easy. No, he's really fun to watch. And I tweeted it in the middle of the game. I would love to get your guys' opinion on this. I'm feeling really, really confident. Maybe not as the go-to option, but he is going to be a good go-to option for this Heat team in the playoffs. Like, I've seen it against playoff-type defenses over the last week, and I would like to continue to see it over the next few games. We're also going to be playing some playoff caliber defenses. But what he's doing right now, and you're going to have to start picking your poison who you put your best defenders on, because Tyler Herro is putting teams in a bind with how they want to defend him, and it's going to make life easier on Bam, Jimmy, Kyle, and everybody else.
Yeah, I had to leave this comment up because I missed it, and then Abel Shaw told me to go back to his comment, and he wrote my name in all caps like he yelled at me. Lawyer tone when you talking to me. Thank you, Abel Shaw, for the $4.99. I don't know. He said Spo won't do a 10-man rotation, but damn, Depot might take a starting role if he paces Depot against LeBron. If he's that good, would Spo consider it?
Consider it, sure. He considers everything.
Yeah, that's going to be automatic if he's that good. I don't think he will be. But I do want to get back to Gas's question, Twan. This Tyler Herro that we're seeing now, like, how good of an option is this in the playoffs? Like, how are you feeling about him in the playoffs?
It kind of works. Like, he's doing it against whoever. Like, it's not like. Obviously, there are like individual matchups that obviously are going to be a little tougher for him. Like Wesley Matthews again in the Bucks game had this man like praying that he could get some sort of separation. But
he still dropped 30 on his head.
Exactly, and he still gave him buckets.
He doesn't need separation. That's the coolest thing. He doesn't need
crazy.
It's comfortable.
It don't matter what like personnel you're throwing at him. He's just finding a way, and it's working. And he's the only guy on the team like that who can just like, we need one, Tyler, and Tyler's just going to get it, and he's doing it consistently. He's the only guy like that, because every other part of the offense, you kind of want it kind of got to be like a special case for it to work well. Like Kyle Lowry has to be hitting pull-up jumpers in order for Kyle Lowry to be good. Bam has to be having the midi going and taking dudes to the rack in order for it to be good. Jimmy has to be able to take advantage of mismatches in order for him to be good. And Tyler's just like, it doesn't matter. He's just good, period. You don't gotta force yourself to feel good about Tyler. He just is.
Somebody knows me very well. Lando, he said, I'm struggling to read the dono. Like, where's the punctuation? Yo, it'd be tough for me sometimes, bro. I'm already tired, but no, I agree. I think Tyler Herro's a really good option in the playoffs. Yeah, at this point, he is kind of like our primary down the stretch like option because he's the only person who's a legit threat at all 3 levels. Like, he's a 3-level scorer.
We here.
Yeah, we here. We here.
Okay.
He's a 3-level scorer. You know what I mean? No matter how he gets to those 3 levels, he's effective at all 3 levels at this point in his career. And so I think you want to spend less time like nitpicking how you get there. No, I'm going to spend more time doing it later on if y'all get annoying about it. But but I can spend less time nitpicking how he get there. Just appreciate the fact that he got there and that he's being effective while he's there. And it's leading to wins. Like, without Tyler, we are not the number 1 seed in the East. And that's that's not even a conversation. I don't even know where we are without this man. So big ups to Tyler Herro. Just real shit, bro. Let's talk about the boy Nunn, because that man, he has how many likes do we got on the video? I see somebody said we got 467 viewers. How many likes do we have though? Like the video. Everybody in here, take the little time, like the video, run them likes up. Make sure you subscribe to the 5 Reasons Sports Network. I'm trying to get better about doing that. I'm trying to become a better YouTuber, but I don't give a fuck about the likes on 5 Reasons Sports Network, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's talk about Gabe Vincent. That's what I care about. I don't know what else to say about Gabe Vincent. I think we've already said it, bro. He's established himself as a very clear-cut option as a backup point guard and a potential starter. And when he does start for us, the man is good. And when the man plays against the Sixers, the man is damn good. Dad, this is your boy. So I'm going to let you go ahead and have the first crack at your man Gabe Vincent tonight.
Listen, there was players that were, even Gabe had moments where he was struggling to just let the shot fly. Let it go. Take the shot. The 2-3 zone. You will get an open look. Like, I don't care if there's a 6'8" guy closing out on you. He's not coming within 2 feet of contesting that. And they weren't letting it fly. And when Gabe did let it fly, look what happens. You make the 3 because you're a good shooter. I just wish everybody else was doing this too, because it felt like Gabe and Strus were the only guys that were really comfortable letting it fly from 3 tonight. That's part of why it bogged down a little bit, because they were just not taking the 3s when they needed to. They were taking 3s against man, and they were contested. It just didn't look all that pretty. But to your point on Gabe, he's a very good basketball player. Like, I've been trying to tell people about this for a long time. I really have. And it seems like every single time, like, one bad game happens, like, people are preying on his downfall. Oh, we should have, like, beginning of the season it was, oh, we should have signed Mario Chalmers. Then it was, we should have signed Brandon Knight. Then it was, we should have signed Goran Dragic. Can't we just appreciate the man that's playing 3-and-D and also handling the ball half the time for this team, because Kyle Lowry has been going through some unfortunate circumstances where you need someone to step up in this scenario, where you need someone to step up for Tyler Herro in a scenario where he bangs his knee because LaMelo Ball pushes him from behind and he needs to miss a few games. Just appreciate the damn man for playing basketball the way he's been playing basketball. Because we have Victor Oladipo back. His minutes are not a guarantee at this point. Now, could they still stay where they are? Absolutely. But they also could diminish a little bit. I'm just glad Gabe has just proved himself time and time again. And he's helped this team a lot. Like, I know we said we wouldn't be the 1 seed without Tyler Herro. I think this year we are not the 1 seed without Gabe Vincent. And I know maybe that sounds homerish or whatever it may be, but he showed up big time on both ends in big games, in big moments where he has a big opportunity. And that is not something that's easy to do. So credit to Gabe. Give him his flowers. He's playing good. I'm excited to see what the rotation looks like moving forward. Man, I'm loving watching Gabe Vincent play basketball right now.
We are not a 1 seed without Gabe Vincent. Twan, do you agree?
That's strong. I don't know if I'm there. I don't know. If I'm there.
With all the injuries that we've had, like, you could argue for anyone.
I think it's worth the question, bro. I think it's worth the conversation.
The game, we've won. We are 3 games ahead. I think Gabe Vincent, relative to what you probably would have gotten from maybe somebody else, given our circumstances,
he's won us games against the Sixers, like
Sixers, Bulls.
Yeah,
that's 4 right there.
Hey.
That's a good point. Like, I don't know if I'm there. I don't know if I'm saying I'm like, oh, we're.
It's just how fickle the 1 seed is right now. Like, it's not like we're ahead.
True.
Like the Suns were up by like 9 games. It's 3 games.
That's true.
And to say Gabe hasn't won us 3 games would be a lie. Like, He's definitely won us games in situations where we weren't expecting Gabe to be the one to win us the game.
And he's stepped up like a lot, like
me, bro.
Now it's consistent with him to where it's like anytime he's there, anytime they need him, he's like, okay, I got you. You need me to hit 6 threes tonight, like that's not off the table. That's a possibility. And like his playmaking is very good now. I tweeted this out, like he's like when he passes, it's gonna come with a little bit of steam. You better be ready. But he's making every pass that he needs to make. He's making cross-court skips, little pocket passes to Bam consistently. Like, obviously, he's making the jump shot, and he's driving and moving defenses a little bit and finding shooter. Like, he's got a lot better, like, throughout this year, and he wouldn't have gotten that opportunity if it weren't for all the injuries and Kyle being in and out. So that's been good on him to just get better, but he is really good, like, really good.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, Gad. I think we wouldn't be the one seed without Gabe Vincent. Thank you, David Johnson, for the $5 donut. He said dunking with the Houdini impression that been disappeared in the second half. I think what it was is
did he play in the second half?
I don't think so.
I think he played a little bit, but I think we saw it. Like Spo has been riding the hot hand when it comes to the shooters, and Strus was kind of stringing something together out there a little bit. You know what I mean? It's not like Duncan was playing terrible, but he wasn't playing good. Like, he was just dunking. He was just out there. Thank you, John Mullen, for the $4.99 donut. He says, please stop with the Duncan's value is spacing. Nah, dog, it's over. Let's get to Duncan then. Or Duncan. We can combine Duncan and Strus, whatever. They're the same thing. Twan, we'll start with you. Duncan, Strus, what were your feelings about the shooters from tonight?
I mean, Duncan was like, he did Duncan things. He just didn't necessarily like make a mark on the game. Like I guess that's what's been the most disappointing about what happened with Duncan this year. Not necessarily that some games he is playing terrible, but like he just hasn't like left a mark. You don't feel Duncan on the game anymore. He's kind of just like doing things. It looks like cardio. I think he hit a 3, but still it was just like, no, he hit two. He hit two. But it's like, come on, where are you at? I want to know that Duncan is there and Duncan's doing stuff. So that was that. And then Strus just has these random moments in games where he gets hot and he'll hit 2 or 3 in a row. And that's kind of like where he's finding his little rhythm at is in these little spots where he can get hot, get a little rhythm going. So good job out of Strus, and Duncan is Duncan.
Duncan, right? Yeah, Max Robinson, Gadiel Cartagena.
I think the difference between Duncan and Strus tonight, although you won't see it in like the raw shot totals, Duncan took 5 shots, Strus took 7. Strus just looked overall more active, more engaged, like more energetic in the game. He was just flying all over the place, for better or for worse. Like, listen, sometimes Strus, he like jumps on fakes and whatever it may be. Listen, Strus just was more active tonight. There's not much to say. They're both role players. They both do their jobs. Now you can argue, do they get paid the right amount to do their jobs? We can have that conversation any day. But yeah, like they're shooters, they're specialists. They ended up hitting 5 threes combined tonight on 11 attempts. I'll take that. It is what it is. They're doing their jobs. They're role players. They're not. It doesn't mean too much to me, if I'm being honest.
They combined for 45 minutes tonight. They gonna give all them shits to Victor Oladipo. Play that bit 45 minutes and play some Duncan and Strus. Thank you, Jason Adebayo, for the $4.99 donut. He said, does Tobias Harris average the most meaningless 18 to 20 points per game you ever seen? Yes. Sheesh. Don't let Gad trick you out. That statement about Gabe is blasphemous. It's not. I want you to defend yourself in the comments, Jason.
It's not blasphemous. That's a reach.
I mean, it's you can statistically quantify reasoning, and then what my eyes tell me is that he's been playing good. But listen, if you don't get if you're not saying Gabe Vincent he's not been the single reason, but he's a big reason, as have many of these guys that are on the bench, because this team had long stretches where they needed anybody to step up, and they got everybody to step up.
No, for sure. I'm almost to him. We're gonna get to Bam, but I want to spare him for a little bit because he was bad. Caleb Martin played well tonight. Let's talk about Caleb. Go ahead, Twan.
Y'all know how I feel about the kid, bro. He's like my favorite Heat player ever, bro. It used to, in terms of like role guys, it used to be Mario Chalmers. Mario Chalmers was my guy, but I don't know, Caleb Martin, bro. He do everything I want, like my little role guy to do. He's timely with the passing lanes. He hit three. He'll talk to you. You know, he can fly and everything like that. So, hey, the more Caleb Martin content, the better for me. I love it. He's great.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head about him just making timely plays. I think another big thing that he's doing right now is he's actually splitting half the game with PJ Tucker. Like it's almost to the point where they're playing equal minutes. PJ's getting a lot of rest because Caleb's able to go out there, but Caleb's not. Does he look a little gimpy to y'all too?
He stays on the floor. I'm so scared because he's got this Achilles thing on the injury report every game, and he
Yeah.
continues to fall. He's been questionable for like the whole week. So
Yeah,
I'm scared, man.
Yeah,
I hope he's gonna be good.
I think Abel shot for the 199. Don't know. He said D-Wade contract play out. Duncan if it's gone in offseason. I don't
Hey,
know.
man.
I don't even know what that says.
I think the way the contracts are playing out, Duncan is going to be gone in the offseason.
He should have fucking said that. Thank you for the money.
I think
That's not what he said. He said D-Wade contracts play out. Duncan something else. Gad, talk about Caleb Martin for me.
Yeah, no, he's just an opportunistic player, and he's just chomping at the bit to make any impact that he can on the game. Like I give credit to Caleb for being able to do that. He's a really valuable defender because he's so springy, he's so quick, he closes the gaps really, really quickly. And there's not much more to say, man. He's Twan's guy, so that's why he's playing well. If he wasn't Twan's guy, then I don't know where we would be. Maybe he'd be looking like Cody, but he's Caleb right now because Twan decides to support him. So, man, he's fun to watch. I like him. I'm excited to see him in the playoffs.
Okay, let's talk about Bam. People in the comments are saying that he's scared of Joel Embiid. Look, there are two centers in the NBA that are definitively better than Bam Adebayo. One of them is Joel Embiid, the other is Nikola Jokic. like the rest of there can be an argument made against any other center in the league, but Joel Embiid is just better than Bam. But god damn, this was hard to watch. Gad, talk about what you saw from Bam tonight, man.
Whew. Do I think Bam has been scared of Joel, at least on Bam's offensive end, for his entire career? No. I think he's had moments where he's been able to play well against Joel, but he does struggle against these types of centers. Like, Joel is an absolute force in the paint. We know this. So if Bam, what he's been doing recently, which is kind of what I've been differentiating a little bit, is Bam is not the jump shooter that we need him to be. He's been the driver that we need him to be. We're still waiting to see the jump shooting part this season. It's been objectively very, very poor. You need to be able to hit jump shots against Joel, because if not, like nights like tonight, he's not moving his feet. And Joel does not want to move his feet defensively. And when he doesn't have to move his feet very much, he is one hell of a defender. He's still one hell of a defender when he does move his feet, but when he just gets to plant his heels in the paint and just look around and just stretch out his long-ass arms, he's insanely hard to score on. And then you add in the fact that Bam just felt rushed, hectic, scared, whatever you want to call it. He did not look like himself offensively tonight. This was a really, really bad game for Bam. And I know you can say 3 of 10, whatever it may be. I won't mind that so much if he is getting to the free throw line. Guess how many free throws Bam shot tonight?
0.
So that tells me that he wasn't able to get Joel with a pump fake. He wasn't able to get Joel to move his feet. He never got Joel out of position. He was trying to adjust to the defender that Joel is, which is understandable. He's one hell of a defender, but you cannot have these nights like this where you go 3 of 10. Now, we survived it because they didn't have Harden, and they couldn't get any offense because Bam was playing great defense. The Heat were playing great defense tonight. But when they have Harden, this offense is going to look different for the Sixers. I'm not taking too much away from their 82 points tonight. It was just a good performance by us. But he needs to be able to hit jump shots, and he needs to close the gap between him and Joel in the playoff series. That's what needs to happen. You don't need him to outplay Joel, because I don't know if that's going to happen more than once in a playoff series. But if they play in a series, he needs to close the gap. It can't be this big.
Yeah. So, like people in the comments are saying, Joel is the type of defender that Bam will struggle with. TJ, do you see? Is there a way that Bam can feasibly close this gap, or do you expect like this just to be the way it plays out if we do match up with them in the playoffs?
Well, what you've seen against Bam is he's never given like these type of bigs anything to think about. You saw probably the last time you saw it this bad was against Mitchell Robinson. Like he doesn't, if he's not making the jump shot, especially right now. So he's not making the jump shot. He's driving into them, like just getting stonewalled, and he's trying to throw up these like hook shots and stuff over the top that's not working. Or he's not even attacking at all. I guess he just gets tired of, the contact or whatever because he's not getting his jump shot to fall. And now he's playing passive. Now he's looking for other guys and trying to get the ball out of his hands instead of attacking in the first place. So we haven't really seen Bam answer it this with this stretch of him being aggressive and him just going and attacking. We haven't seen him just against that type of big just go and like let's see what happened and be good against that. So we don't know what that looks like. We've seen what he's done in the past, but this is a new situation for everybody. So I think we just got to see it. We got to see it. I don't really know what it looks like.
Can I after this, Dono?
I want to thank Jason Adebayo for the $4.99 Dono. He said, "Don't know what's more broke, my bank account or Bam's jumper." I'm worried that he won't have the confidence to shoot jumpers if he's not making them now. I think he's going to shoot. Like I don't think you have to worry about his confidence. Every year he's going to come back shooting that jumper because he's had success with it. And I think he has an opportunity to find it again. Like shooters shoot, bro. And Bam is a capable shooter at the position. Yeah, what you wanted to jump in and say, bro?
I think one thing that I want to see, obviously when Lowry's on the floor, which is going to be 30-plus minutes in a playoff series, if Bam is on the floor and Lowry is not and Joel is on the floor, I would like to see Bam be the one taking the ball up. That way you can just keep Joel from being within 10 feet of the basket. He has to respect him at least like 18 feet away. Because that is one way that you can move Joel around and just at least get him to try to move his feet a little bit. Because if Bam is not going to be the one finishing plays, he might as well be the one starting them. So you can have opportunities to hit cuts, to hit these other things, to hit some players in the dunker spot, whatever it may be. Because there was nothing easy tonight. And they have to be able to create easy buckets. And if you can, Bam is capable of doing so. He did not do it tonight. But he can either create for himself or create for others. And against a matchup like Joel, he's not going to be creating for himself very much, so he has to create for others. They didn't get to that facet tonight. I think that's something that can help them in the future, but I would really like to see Bam handle the ball, push the pace, get them into their offense a little bit.
No, for sure. Thank you, somebody, for the $5. Don't know. He said having wet dreams of our defense when Victor replaces Duncan. Don't forget, Vic made first team all defense. Also, for your information, K-Lab deserves more minutes. I have no idea who K-Lab is. Let's so I it's this conversation is kind of making me think because Philly is the type of team that Bam struggles against. Milwaukee is the type of team that Jimmy struggles against. You have a preference. If you had to go into a series, which type of team would you rather get? The type of team that Jimmy struggles against, which is usually like longer wing players and stuff like that, or the type of team that Bam struggles against, which is longer interior defenders. Gab, we're gonna start with you.
If you're boiling it down, I'd rather play the Sixers than play the Bucks.
No, for sure, but no, I'm not talking about those specifically. But
so, would I rather Jimmy be shut down or Bam be shut down?
Yeah,
I would rather Bam be shut down. I think Jimmy has been the main generator of offense for this team for way too long. We've survived moments before where Bam is not all that. And Bam, he doesn't need to be involved in the offense, so he's completely comfortable getting like those opportunistic looks where maybe he'll hit 3 shots only on like 8 attempts or whatever it may be. But Jimmy will get his volume up, so if he's getting shut down, it's probably a big detriment to the offense. Bam, he can find other ways to impact in terms of like being a playmaker and whatever it may be, being a rim roller, setting screens. Jimmy needs to have the ball in his hands. So I would rather have Bam get shut down. And you're still going to get elite defense from Bam. You're going to get it from Jimmy too, but Bam can solely focus on shutting down Joel Embiid, which for the most part he did tonight outside of some stupid fouls. For sure.
Twan, same thing.
I don't want to agree with Gad because that seems like lame and everything like that. But I think it's right. I'd rather Bam struggle because like my point was going to be the volume. At the very least, Jimmy's going to get up the shots. He's going to get up enough to get 27 to 29 if he's on, and he can take advantage of the matchup every time. It kind of feels Bam can have a really good game, but it kind of has to feel special for him to get you like 30 against a matchup that he's really good against. Bam will have a good game, but it might just look different. He's not going to have it's not going to pop as much as like a Jimmy big game would. He's going to get you like 30 if he can get to where he wants to all day long. And we've seen this team get pat. It looks worse if Jimmy is struggling and the Heat win than if Bam looks bad and the Heat still win. It's aesthetically worse. I can't talk if Jimmy doesn't do well. So
sorry, Raziel the Great. The comment that he just put up is really, really funny because this is kind of where we're at in this season. No, the next one, not that one. But thank you for putting up the well said Gad comment. I appreciate that. No, this one. This is the type of hypotheticals you come up with when you win the way that we do. Because it's true. Like, we're winning so much. It's like, what would you rather happen in a worst case scenario?
Yeah, like, listen, yo, we got a special guest to y'all live from the game. My boy, Big Money Barai. You boy say, who needs Lowry out here?
How we doing?
We doing well. How you doing, bro?
I can't hear you guys.
Oh, you can't? Well, you need to turn your shit up. Just talk.
It's a good Heat win. There were a lot of Sixers fans though. I'm not gonna lie.
Fake. They're frauds.
In the first half, every single shot that the Sixers made, I heard like an uproar from the crowd. It was very strange. I don't know. I was.
It must have been Alex Toledo.
He can't hear you.
He smiled. He hears me.
I cannot hear you. I know you said a joke, but I can't hear you. Let me come back in.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty lit. My boy coming from the game. He told us it was a loud uproar of 76ers. Who are the 76ers fans in South Florida? Who let you
will
in?
be surprised.
Yo, who let them in?
Would you move from Philly to Miami if you could?
Yeah.
Okay, so they haven't made the choice of rooting for the right team. That's all it is.
Sure. I mean, enough times of hearing Peppers, they'll get it. It'll come around. They'll come around. Peppers. What we was talking about? Oh, we were talking about basketball apparently, but there's nothing else to talk about. Dedmon played 15 minutes. I did not notice him. What has been happening with Dwayne Dedmon?
He was solid early in his minutes against Embiid. When Embiid was really in jail, like that in the first half, I think Dedmon got a mean block on him, like straight up. He tried the hook shot over the top and he met him. It was ridiculous. But he kind of matches up well. I like what Dedmon was doing. It wasn't a whole lot, but he was solid. He didn't it wasn't terrible. So you kind of take what you can get.
Can you hear now, Adam?
Triple A Adam.
Oh,
Triple
man.
A Adam.
Triple A Adam. I like that.
Oh my God.
But you did know that you were in the FTX arena tonight, right?
I couldn't hear that.
Of course not. I said you do know that you were
sign. I heard you. The sign still says AAA as far as I'm concerned.
You can't read. No, I was asking them earlier, like, would you prefer a playoff matchup that's better suited for Bam or better suited for Jimmy? Like, would you prefer the Bucks matchup, which Bam would excel at, or like the 76ers that Jimmy would have a better chance at?
Not gonna lie, I didn't hear a single word you said.
Oh my God. Get out, bro. Get out. The man is just in here for chaos. But no, I think everybody immediately jumped to the conclusion of like Bucks 76ers. I was thinking more like 76ers Nets. But the Nets are a bad example because they both have
who's struggling against the Nets?
Nobody. That's why I guess that's where the analogy kind of fed off. I don't know. I'm sleepy. Let's go to the next game. Who are we playing next? On Monday, we're playing the Houston Rockets because Victor
Oladipo Day. I will be in attendance. Adam and I will be finding a sushi bar that we can go to before the game with a couple of friends, and we will be in attendance. I will be going crazy from the very top of Section 109. So
for sure. Listen, bro. Of course, we already know the answer to this question because it's gonna be impossible.
The boy feeling good?
Yeah, gotta ask it anyway. I heard you know the boy feeling good. Why is the boy feeling good?
Number 4.
Tay. I like that.
Victor, Kahinde, Babatunde, Oladipo is back. Against who? Jalen Green? The Houston Rockets? He might go for 50. He might. And the thing is, he's only going to play 14 minutes. And he's going to go crazy. You know what? Lowry gets a day off. Jimmy gets a day off. Bam gets a day off. Spo gets a day off. Tyler gets a day off. It's going to be Victor and the third stringers, and they're going to walk out of that building with me straight to 11 because they're not going to be tired. And it's going to be shots on the court, shots at the club. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a celebration in Miami Monday night. I will tell you that much. I'm super excited to see Victor Oladipo play basketball. This man is writing his comeback story as we speak. It's been a rough go. He was all the way at the top, and then it's been straight to the bottom. He's on a minimum contract right now. But he is on his way up. 50, 10, and 11. He'll get one more rebound than expectation. He'll exceed everyone's expectations. Anything less, disappointed, trade him. I don't care if the trade deadline passed. That's where we're at with Depot. Nah, man, I'm really excited to see him play. I don't care how he looks in day one. As long as he is healthy and can just hit a three-point shot. Doesn't need to hit it consistently. Just play defense, drive, get to the rim a little bit. You don't need to dunk at the rim. Just get to the rim. Make the defense think that someone's going to the rim. If you can do all those things, I'll be happy. Anything else is gravy. I just hope the man can stay healthy, and he can add a lot to this team just by virtue of doing so.
I like the stat line that you predicting, Getty Cardano. 49, and we trading that bitch for Brandon Ingram tomorrow. Brandon Ingram for Victor Oladipo straight up. Twan, that boy feeling good?
The boy is feeling lovely. Y'all already know. My boy Vic is back, baby. Let's go. I can't wait. He better not be good. He Twitter gonna act up, bro. He better not be tough. Y'all in trouble if he is tough. And we gonna see on Monday. The Rockets stink. I can't wait for this. It's gonna be a blowout. It ain't gonna be nothing but joy, like Gabe
I hope
said.
they
Pure
warm up to
celebration.
Pepas. They should warm up to Pepas. Like, just play. Like, don't even wait till the fourth. Play it at the tip, and just don't even play basketball. Just start dancing. And listen, we could be wrong. Maybe this ends up being a good game for all we know. I don't care. But the theoretical boost that this Miami Heat team is getting is so ridiculously large. And being a team in their position, it is just an embarrassment of riches that they have right now. Like, you can pull any one of the top 13 guys on this roster, and you are confident as hell in them getting minutes in an NBA game. Well, actually 12, because you know about my guy CPAC, that maybe he isn't all the way there yet, but he will get there. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Like, I paid decent money to go see a game that the Miami Heat play against the Houston Rockets on a weeknight. And I've never been happier with a purchase. That's my guy, CPAC, by the way. I've never been happier with a purchase. I'm so excited to see Victor Oladipo play. I'm gonna be screaming. I might hop on here on post game. I don't know. We'll see what my mental state is at during the game. But I'm rooting for the man. I really, really am.
Listen, if you're gonna be jumping on post game, then you're gonna be jumping on here after the Heat. Blow that shit out. Fuck is you talking about? Listen, I want Victor Oladipo to shoot the ball 20 times in 15 minutes. That's what Monday's all about. Listen, bro. That's all he's gonna do. 20 shots, 20 free throws.
If he pulls it from 3/4 court on his first possession,
I'm going to go
good
crazy.
Job, Victor. Good job. I'll pat him on the back. I would be super happy.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, for the first game, there will be no slander towards Victor Oladipo whatsoever. I legit don't give a shit what.
You watch him like the Mick Goat Viola.
McGoat Viola.
Yeah. Watch this happen. Like, he plays 10 minutes.
And in those 10 minutes, like, it's going to be the most exhilarating moment of this. Most teams don't get an opportunity to experience like a jolt of energy this late into the season. Like, and that's what Vic is going to do. He's going to inject like a pretty substantial amount of life into what this team can be based off of the way that he plays. And at the very least, like, we get to see him play defense, which I'm pretty sure he's still amazing at. So I'm excited to see Vic for sure. I don't care really about how he plays. I'm just excited that he gets an opportunity to be back on the court. And I'm excited that he gets an opportunity to be on the court for Miami. So I'm looking forward to Monday. I'm expecting Miami to make this game close because they play down the competition all the time. And then they're going to pull off at the end and win the game by 25 points. Like, the end.
Do you think there's any chance, if it is a close game, do you think there's any chance that Victor Oladipo closes this game?
No way. No way.
Unless somebody unexpected is not playing.
Such as
Jimmy. If Jimmy doesn't play, I don't expect Caleb to close. I expect Vic to close over Caleb.
Interesting. That's very interesting. I don't think he has I think it is a 0.00001% chance. I don't know what the scenario has to be. He has to go like 15 of 15 in 15 minutes in order for me to consider it.
Yeah, I would consider it anyway. Just as I don't know. Suppose a madman, he got to get a game shake. I would play his ass the whole game. To be honest with you, it don't really matter at this point. Like, we got a couple games up, we got a couple to throw. Let's use them on get Vic into some shape. Shit, throw his ass out there.
Oh yeah, they said Caleb
rest everybody else. We need to start resting some dudes like PJ. I love PJ, but that man, he needs some rest. We got to put him on layaway for a little bit. Like that's where we're at.
I need some rest for him. Kyle Lowry's kind of getting his rest now, but I'm glad that he's able to get it in some shape, fashion, or form. Excuse me. I want to find not for Tyler. He's young. He can play. Not really for Bam.
Jimmy.
Jimmy going Jimmy. He done missed enough goddamn time too, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, I kind of want to see Jimmy string some games together, like a lot of games.
Like, what would you say? String some games together, like just simply playing in them, or do we want him to play well?
I want to kind of see him get into some form of rhythm. Like I want to see Jimmy get into a rhythm where he's playing well consecutively for like 5 games. You know what I mean? If you put together 5 games for me, then okay, you can rest a little bit. But if you're not doing that, then you need to work yourself into some kind of rhythm because he's been bad some nights. So I'm finna close the show. Anyways, thank you guys in the comments as always for joining us, making the show much more fun than it would have been without you. Thank you to my man TJ and my guy Gav for joining me. The rest of them motherfuckers are getting they pay doc for not coming to work. I ain't even ready yet. Hold on. Vamp. Fake talking, etc.
Play the video, Royal.
Thank you.
Jimmy buckets! Clutch time!
Tyler Herro, what a finisher he's become.
Lane, Oladipo. Oh! That's right. You better mean mug after you dunk on somebody that way.